All right, so just left Butte. I stayed at the, or rather, I hitched in yesterday to Butte, and I stayed at the KOA Journey Campground. We got a hiker rate for $21, so that's pretty nice. Got some breakfast this morning with another hiker. Then I did a quick resupply at Walmart, and I just got off, or I think I'm still on the side of Highway 2. I'm just gonna be taking some roads today, and I'm gonna be following kind of the railroad to stay off some private property, since now I'm on this Big Sky route. Yeah, there's so many different options to go. I'm just gonna be kind of winging it and just going whatever way I kind of feel like going. So just doing quite a bit of road walking today. Don't know how many miles I'll get in. Gonna have to do at least 24 to get to a campground, so we'll see what happens. All right, so if you're doing the Big Sky alternate coming out of Butte, I took Highway 2 to Janey Road, and I think that was about 6 miles to get to where I'm at now. I'm on this old railroad track line, and I'm gonna follow this to like Pipestone Pass, and then kind of go from there. Just downloaded some maps online. About 2 miles back, there's like a no trespassing sign, but several vehicles passed me on that road, and nobody said anything to me, so I really wouldn't worry about it unless somebody stops. Besides, I think this just goes over old railroad grade, which is actually public property, so I could be wrong there. I'm not positive, but I don't know. I got past it. Now I'm on this where the old railroad used to be. All right, so it's like 6:15. Yeah, last night sucked. I just cowboy camped right here by this bush, and boy was that a mistake. I didn't get to camp last night until like 9:30, and yeah, it was like the heaviest dew I've ever seen last night. Like everything I had was completely soaked, and so it was just cold, mosquitoes everywhere. This is just not a good camp spot, but there's literally no other place to camp around here. At least I couldn't find one on the map, so I'm gonna be heading into the mountains today, and yeah, I'm excited to get out of this place right here. I've been walking along this cattle herd for a while now, and they literally have followed me all the way down this road. I don't know if they think they're getting fed or what, but it's kind of funny. Alright, just a little update for you. If you're doing the Big Sky Alt, there's a ton of different ways you can go, but so I left Butte, walked down Highway 2 for a little bit, then I got on the Milwaukee Railroad, or the old railroad, followed that for quite some time, basically just parallels Highway 2. And then after that, I got on Highway 41, walked on that, which seemed like an eternity, then connected to Highway 55, which is probably the busiest of all of them, which still really isn't that busy. And then went into Waterloo, stayed there last night. As you saw earlier this morning, campsite sucked. Wouldn't recommend it unless you have to. Anyways, I took the Rock Creek Trail and came all the way up and over. And now I'm on South Boulder Road, I believe. So I followed that road in the last video for a couple miles. And then I came up this old mining road way down that way. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I just came up like 3,200 feet, something like that. And that was a pretty steep climb, so definitely not easy. Not 100% sure where I'm heading here, but looks like I follow some road, old mining road, so maybe down that way, down the valley, going to Petoskey. I think that's how you pronounce it, could be wrong. Going to Petoskey campground. So all right, so it's about a little after 10:30 right now. Got a late start to the day. Yesterday I ended up camping at stopping at about 7 o'clock. Some guy waved me down in his school camp spot, and he offered me a beer, and then we ended up talking for a while. Then we actually went into Pony, Montana last night and went to a saloon. So needless to say, that's kind of why I didn't get an early start today. I probably got on trail about 8:40, so it's all right though. Not sure how many miles I have to go to get to Ennis, but hoping to get there by like 4 o'clock this afternoon. This is Sure Shot Lake, I believe. Cool little campground. Wouldn't mind to come here when I'm not hiking. All right, so I stayed in Ennis last night. Pretty cool little town. I stayed at the Red Bear Inn since they didn't have any campground to stay at. Everything was pretty much booked, so I got kind of lucky to get a room. Anyways, I was eating at the diner this morning in town, and I started talking to a couple guys. They offered to give me a ride back up to McAllister, and got a ride back up here. Now I'm road walking back into the mountains here. Should be in Big Sky in just a couple days. Not exactly sure the mileage, but we're gonna be taking the Spanish Peaks route. On the High Lakes Trail, still in the Big Sky Alt. This trail's kind of spooky, not gonna lie. It's super quiet out here, and I can hear like a pin drop. And I haven't seen anybody since I left the trailhead yesterday at 1, so just feel like I'm the only one out here. Probably because I am. The trail like disappears sometimes and then reconnects. It's kind of hard to tell if you're following a creek bed or a trail. All right, just got dumped on pretty heavy in this storm right as I came down that pass. Lost the trail for about 15 minutes. I don't even think I lost the trail. I'm pretty sure the trail just disappeared. I literally could not find it, but looky there. I just found it a few minutes ago and I'm back on track to make it down to Big Sky. Ran into a guy back there. He said there's happy hour drinks and pizza at a place, so that's what's getting me through this right now. It's pretty cold after that rain and I'm pretty soaked. All right, so made it into Big Sky yesterday evening, probably about 5:15 or so. I was on the little highway walk into town, probably like a mile and a half from town, and a truck pulled up and asked if I needed a ride, and turns out he was a CDT hiker and a trail angel, let him borrow his truck. So he drove me into town. We got some pizza and went to the store, and he dropped me off at the trailhead last night at like 8, and I just camped there. So didn't spend much time in Big Sky. Super expensive. Currently on Yellow Mule Trail, and I'll be on this for about 4.5 miles, and I should connect with another trail. Heading to West Yellowstone, should be there in a couple days, hopefully by Thursday. Made the Cinnamon Buck Trail, or it looks like there's supposed to be a trail here, but guess I'm just gonna kind of wing it. All right, so I made it down from the trailhead, now on this road. I think I got like a 7-mile road walk. Been hiking pretty fast today. I think I've got like 18 miles in so far. It's like a little after 2 right now. Don't know how far I'm gonna go today, just gonna keep on rolling. But I actually am looking for a shady spot. I haven't had lunch yet, so met a lady back there at the trailhead. She gave me water, so shout out to Denise. Beautiful day. Okay, so if you're doing the Big Sky alt and you're heading towards West Yellowstone going southbound, don't go to the Elkhorn Ranch Road. Apparently that's private property, so they will turn you around. But the good news is Sage Creek Trailhead, which is the trail I have to be on anyways, is only a couple hundred yards away, so it'll connect to the Skyline Trail, which pretty much take you all the way down to West Yellowstone, minus a couple road walks. So I'm back on trail after like 8 miles on the road. Feels so much better on the feet. All right, good morning. It's about 7:40 right now. Got on trail about, I don't know, about an hour ago. I'm on the Skyline Trail. I'm still on the Big Sky alt, heading up to Monument Peak here, the first 10,000 footer of the trip. So that's pretty exciting. So this is how like some sections of this alternate have been. There is just like no trail, and the trail just disappears, and you can kind of see a stack of rocks up there, some kerns, but it's pretty cool. It just kind of lets you meander whatever way you feel like through these meadows. It's a little more slow going than being on trail, but oh well. So got an elk family right here coming through. And off they go. Got one last little climb here. I think it's only like another 800, 900 feet. So after that, should be heading all the way downhill to the road that'll take me into Yellowstone, or West Yellowstone. Well, I was totally wrong. I thought I was gonna be going over that way, but I ended up taking a left. Tell you what, of all the climbs I've done this trip, that was only like 1,200 feet, but that was probably one of the toughest. I don't know, the trail just kept disappearing, and there was, you know, the dirt was just really loose and couldn't get a lot of footing. I've done like 3,500 foot climbs, weren't as bad as that one. I'm tired. It's all right though. Getting closer to West Yellowstone. Well, I'm finally off the Skyline Trail and onto the Red Cup Trail. It's 4.7 miles down to the road, which then I'll do my road walk into West Yellowstone. If you're gonna be coming up kind of northwest of West Yellowstone, Big Sky mountain area, I really recommend the Skyline Trail. It's beautiful. It's not easy, but a lot of wildlife and just really cool trail. All right, so made it down to the road. I am at the Canyon Trailhead. Got like don't even know the exact amount of miles, probably like, I would guess like 3.5 miles to the highway up there, and then I'll probably just hitch into West Yellowstone. I don't really like walking along the highway unless there's a big shoulder. So getting closer to some food.